Good morning and a very warm welcome to day 3 of the Inspire Sport Netball Europe U17 Championship event here in Huddersfield this weekend. This weekend has seen some amazing netball from England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, who are joined for the first time by the winners of the Netball Europe U17 Challenge event in October last year, Emirates. We have only 2 games of top international netball for you today, and we are shortly about to start the match between Wales and Northern Ireland. 8 games have been played here on the 2 days, and the last 2 games will determine the outcome of this year's Under-17 Championships in this region. So to try and bring you quickly up to date, this match going on now between Northern Ireland and Wales. If Northern Ireland win this game, it will be their first win and Emirates will be relegated due to Northern Ireland already having a better goal difference. If Wales win, Northern Ireland will be automatically relegated because they'll have failed to secure a win this tournament. I'm Natalie Pepperell and I'm delighted to be joined today in the commentary box by Suzanne Skelding from Emirates. How are you today, Suzanne?
Very well, thank you. A bit tired after a long tournament, but happy to be here this morning.
So this is an exciting game for you as well, because actually the result can influence where you come in this tournament.
Absolutely crucial, as you've said. We are voting for Wales in this, but we're looking forward to a really good game, and I think, Netball Northern Ireland are really going to bring it on court. They need a win, they really want to win, and I can totally understand that. So it will depend whether Wales can maintain their form. Let's see.
So to bring you the starting lineups for this game, for Wales in goal shooter we have Esme Cornelius. In goal attack, Charlotte Jennings-Evans. In wing attack and captain, Macy Morgan. In centre, Catherine Titley. In wing defence, Lauren Francis. Goal defence, Megan Evans. And goalkeeper, Millie Carter. The bench today is Elise Gallagher, Georgia Hellerman, Victoria Rejniak, Sienna Wilkinson and Josie Williams. Head coach for Wales is Rhiann Davis, assistant coaches Emma Meredith and Joe Ricketts, team manager Annie Williamson and primary carer is Jay Kitgrave. Netball Northern Ireland, goal shooter is Orla Rogers, goal attacking captain is Caitlin Cunningham, wing attack is Kiva Shannon, centre is Beth Brennan, wing defence Ayla Stewart, goal defence Hannah Haycock and goalkeeper Tori Scott. On the bench for Northern Ireland is Holly Galbraith, Emily McMurtry, Anna O'Keefe, Eva Ramsey and Gronya Sweeney. Head coach for Northern Ireland, Claire Winning, assistant coach Caroline Davis, team manager Nolene Lennon and primary carer Sarah Montgomery. The umpires for you today are Lindsay King and Farah Jura, and the reserve umpire for this game is Kirsty Campbell. So Suzanne, any key matchups you think out of those starting sevens that we'll see today?
I think it's nice to see Tori Scott come on in defence for Netball Northern Ireland, and that's going to be an interesting one up against Esme Cornelius, don't you think?
Yeah, because Esme's really good at holding right, but actually Tori came on yesterday's game and really showed the ability to move her feet around that space.
She did. She confused the space. I think it was very difficult to feed the ball in. They weren't sure whether they could actually get that in there. So nice to see them. Obviously they've done their homework, haven't they, on their match preparation, performance analysis, and been able to match up some players to get the best out of today.
Fabulous. Another key matchup potentially is Ayla Stewart in at wing defence for Northern Ireland. She's been paramount in this tournament for Northern Ireland at really keeping wing attacks quiet, and we know that the wing attack captain Macy Morgan for Wales has been really influential in feeding that circle, so a potential strong matchup there between those two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one actually. I know that when we played against Wales, that wing attack, she, even on a triple man defence, she's getting out for the ball and driving down into the pocket, so it'll be interesting to see what Ayla Stewart can do against that.
Beth Brennan taking the centre position for Northern Ireland, also had a cracker of a game yesterday, so be interesting to see her impact on this game. And we start off with a Netball Northern Ireland centre, just looking to take this nice and calmly to goal.
It is always nice to get the first one in, sink your first shot, convert that centre pass, it's crucial.
And then an offside call for the centre for Northern Ireland, and how's that as a coach when that happens right early on?
I think to be honest, in the opening minutes of the game, it's just about settling, isn't it? Really, they've all been there, they've all done it, and look at that. That's really good pressure from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's that off marking that you were talking about, moving her feet around the body, isn't it?
Absolutely. Again, challenging.
A rare miss for Esme Cornelius, but with the rebound, ball back in hand, she scores the first goal of this game, and it's a Wales centre. Oh, it's a shame that one went off the bat. It was almost a textbook centre pass to that point, wasn't it?
It really was, but just a bit of a single hand up to that ball, which could have been a two hand up to that ball. It's all discipline, isn't it? But that's just early nerves in the game, I think.
Wales holding Northern Ireland up well to force that 3-second turnover. Nice calm feed in there from Catherine Titley. And again a short shot from Esme Cornelius sees a Northern Ireland back line. Just some uncharacteristic errors early on from Esme, but she hasn't started yet in this competition. She's always been a player that's come on, so do you think maybe starting brings its own pressures?
I think it does, yeah. She'll be very keen to get on the scoreboard for sure, and she's just coming up short, so that's a typical sign of nerves. It just needs a deep breath, pull down, push up, let it go.
Good rotations there from the Northern Ireland shooters. Caitlin Cunningham with the shot to get Northern Ireland on the board. Pops it off. Nice, calm and composed shot by Ola Rogers, getting Northern Ireland on the ball, and we're back with the centre pass, 1-1. Contact called there on Caitlin Cunningham, the captain.
Great pressure.
And that's what we've seen Ayla Stewart do so well, haven't we, throughout this competition, is just running hard on those balls and generally making a nuisance of herself.
Relentless, and that's what you need in a wing defence. That's got to be a key quality. Yeah, I think just some early nerves here for Wales down the attacking end. They just need to settle their players in.
Lauren Francis coming through with the interception. Just halts that flow a little bit. Good link there by Beth Brennan through the middle, and just patience from Northern Ireland. But the pressure's too much.
Unlucky. Yeah, it is. I think you just got to be so disciplined, and I think that's the pressure, isn't it? That's what takes it away. When you're feeling under pressure, all those simple things, you just don't get to do those right.
Beautiful feed there from Charlotte Jennings-Evans into Esme, and that puts 2 down for Wales and their centre pass, so they've managed to turn that one over.
That was a nice confident shot there from Esme. I think, the bench, the coaches will also be wanting to give everybody a start. I think it's also crucial. They need to know how their players perform as a starting player. It's not the same feel.
And that's a beautiful shot. I think she's back.
I think she's back, yeah. Blown away a few of those cobwebs.
Now we've got to remember as well that Esme Cornelius is actually one of the younger players on the squad at 15. She has represented Wales in basketball, but still a young addition to the squad.
It is. I think we forget sometimes that these girls, I don't quite know what the home counties do to grow these girls so tall. We don't seem to have managed to do that in the Emirates yet. But it's amazing. They are very, very tall. They look like fully grown women, but they are still young girls, and we just need to remember that. So 15, that's young, isn't it?
Yeah, very. Strong drive through court by Megan Evans, helping bring the ball through.
Lovely feed in. She's looking much more confident.
Just pushing out now for a 3-goal lead and a Wales centre pass. So Northern Ireland saw yesterday in their game against Scotland in the second quarter there was a run. The other quarters were quite contested. So what do you think the coaches will be thinking about now on a 3-goal run? Will they start to be having nerves? Will they just give it time to settle?
I think on 3 goals, they're not going to be making too much out of that. I think when you get to about 5 goals, it starts to feel a little bit nerve-wracking. Like, how are we going to pull this back? They know their players. How defensive are they? They're going to have to put a full 7-man defence on, and that's something that you see the likes of England doing so incredibly well. That's why they are where they're at. Real pressure here from Wales on Northern Ireland, not just
giving them an inch and forcing that turnover. And it's interesting, isn't it, because they're sitting non-ball side and pushing them up the court, so allowing those lateral balls to go, but just building that pressure.
Absolutely. It's real confidence, I think, from Esme to go out there and challenge that ball. It's good to see a shooter coming out.
Just looking now for someone from Northern Ireland to just take the lead.
It's Ayla coming up, support on that line. They are pushing it forward. They have got back up on the transverse line there. They need to perhaps use that.
It's a good screen there from Orla to free up Caitlin Cunningham for the shot.
That's going to be disappointing. But they've got it. They've got the throw in.
Oh, beautiful fake by Caitlin to the edge. Opens up Orla under the post.
That's going to feel nice.
A well-needed point at that point. A great centre pass to goal there by Wales.
So the coaches are going to really want to be seeing a centre pass converted at this stage. That's going to be pretty crucial. Nice.
Yeah, good use of the width there to open the court up, but they've just got to be careful how many long diagonal balls they throw, right?
Yeah, that was a bit of a gift, to be fair, but there we go. That's what we were hoping she would do. Good patience there from their wing attack.
Beautiful long shot by Orla Rogers. So Kiva Shan at wing attack, really crucial in that period of play.
She really was, wasn't she? Held on, that was quite mature play, making sure that she kept possession.
Just the umpire having a few words with the centre. Not too sure what it was about, but good to see them making sure the game is nice and controlled.
Yeah, I think we felt that in a couple of our games, but it is important, and they're performing as well at a high level, so it's important that they give us their best. Good rebound there from goal defence, but she had to fight for that one. She did well to get it, didn't she, Tori Scott?
Yeah, and this being able to release the ball nice and quickly works better for Northern Ireland. If they can let it go quick down the court, then they don't allow Wales to set up that pressured defence.
Absolutely, I think that's really key, and that's something that you saw England doing so incredibly well. And that's the only way to combat that. You've got to be able to release quickly.
Third time in. Northern Ireland clawing back this lead now, and we saw that again in the match that you guys played. Obviously at half-time you had quite a commanding lead, and Northern Ireland have a really good capacity to claw these scorelines back.
They do indeed. Oh, that's disappointing that she's gone over that line and broken for an offside. But great for Northern Ireland. They do. They're very dogged. They just keep it going. But some of these errors are starting to mount up now. That's disappointing. But the scoreline is still very close, isn't it? 6-4. There's only 2 in it. But about to be 3, yes.
So Northern Ireland will want to break this. Beth Brennan looking for the fly in the middle of the court. Cheeky hand in there from Hannah Haycock, but unfortunately deemed as contact.
It's so tempting, isn't it, as a defender? It's just all about getting those feet round so that you limit that kind of error count. We've seen a lot of that, I think. Umpires really hot on the obstruction off the ball.
Yeah, which is, it's good, isn't it? Because it controls the game and makes it about the netball rather than about the contact.
That was good. Good use of Ayla Stewart on the transverse line there. So confidence to go back, which has resulted in a lovely goal.
And some really confident shooting actually from Orla Rogers now as well, from distance too. Crucial intercept from Haycock, but just deemed to be out of court. Those lines are a bit confusing at times, aren't they?
They really are, yeah. I think we struggled with that a little bit yesterday. There's at least 3 running down the side. Nice fly.
Oh, and good tip from Ayla Stewart, and she manages to stay on court. Nice strong take again by Esme.
Great rotation there. Yeah, she was always going to get that rebound, wasn't she? Lovely, well done, Wales.
Yeah, Northern Ireland have to make sure that they try and keep them far out from the rebounds, don't they? So boxing them out. Yeah,
box out's going to be crucial. She's a big unit down there, Esme Cornelius. I think she's commanding that spot under the post. It's obviously what she's trained to do.
Nice front pop there by Caitlin Cunningham. Good shot. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Wales are leading 9-6. If you want to get in touch with us today, please do on Twitter using the hashtag NEU17 Champs. We would love to hear from you, and we will read some of your tweets out. So get involved with the chat. Let us know your thoughts so far.
Wales obviously going to want to stretch out that lead, but that was not really enough room on the back line there for Esme to claim that ball.
And it's a fine line, isn't it, between that confidence to send the 1 second ball and actually to overcook that pass too much, right?
Absolutely. Just got herself pinned. Oh, that is unfortunate for Ireland. They were on a bit of a run there, and they really want to stay within the 3-goal mark, I think, in this first quarter. Just 2 minutes to go.
They're certainly contesting and fighting for everything, aren't they? Which, we expected, didn't we? Because it's an important game for them.
It's a massively important. Everybody's got something to prove.
Oh, balance went in. That has me on the end of it. I mean, she does that so well, doesn't she? She's clutched them out the air.
She really does. She's a solid goal shooter, and that's fantastic. Macy's just really dominates that centre pass. Oh,
I think that must have been miscommunication, because I'm not sure where that was going. A 3-second call there for Tori Scott, and Ayla Stewart is not happy with that call.
Good pressure though. Yeah, I think we all feel that 3 seconds has been very consistent, but it's been very short. So you just got to adapt, haven't you, to the umpire?
Yeah, absolutely. And a really confident shot again from Charlotte. Jennings Evans just feel now that they're stepping into their stride a bit, and Northern Ireland are going to have to do something to try and stop.
Yes, it feels quite reactionary here from Northern Ireland. I think Wales are in their flow. But then here we go again. Look, they're quite maverick like that, aren't they? They just keep going, and they just keep coming back with something else.
Oh, there's another big call. And that's the second contact call against Beth Brennan in attack. So certainly something Northern Ireland will want to look at. Well, that's quite hard mentally as well for Beth Brennan, isn't it? Because having 3 in a row quite quickly, and
she'll
especially
be aware.
The 2 that have been turnovers.
Yes, absolutely. She'll be aware that they were crucial to try and get within that 3 goals, which isn't going to happen.
Pressure there from Beth Brennan on the 3-foot, and the circle defenders mean a turnover, and they've got 12 seconds now to
Are
take
they
this
aware?
goal. I think the crowd are.
Yeah.
This is like the curse of the last minute.
Oh dear.
So that is the quarter-time buzzer. Wales are currently leading 12-6, and as we alluded to earlier on, this is a crucial game for Northern Ireland. If the score continues like it is, then Northern Ireland will be out of this championship competition next year and will be relegated to the challenge section.
They will indeed, and that's it's a great thing to be able to have, isn't it, this promotion relegation. I think it puts everybody under pressure. It means you're never sitting comfortable. You've got to have some kind of sustainability to be able to to be able to sort of like see it through and know that, you know, to be fair, there is quite a raft of difference between challenge and championship, and it's difficult, isn't it? You've got to be able to try and maintain that. So they don't want to go down. I know they don't. They're going to come back fighting. I'm sure they are.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to watch a couple of replays for you. Just while you're watching those, I'm going to give you some of the tweets that have come in. So a couple from this morning. Mavericks MPL, looking forward to the final day of Netball Europe for Bella from England and Charlotte Jenny-Evans from Wales. Their message is to continue to play fantastic netball and finish strong. We are so proud of you both. Bodmin Netball Club have tweeted in to say that they have a regional game tomorrow today, but they're going to watch this game first. Good luck to you in your game today. Steve Hooks has also tweeted in to say big shout out to Netball Europe, who work so hard for free to put on great tournaments. # support the volunteers. Completely agree, Steve Hook. We couldn't run these competitions without the army of volunteers that work tirelessly behind the scenes before the competitions, and you know, for 3 days, invariably without much sleep. And lots of the management and coaches as well are volunteers, and the parents that come and support. It's just
absolutely
netball passion, isn't it?
It is netball passion, but just so good to see that happening, and so good to see that even if people haven't made it here to watch games, people are supporting. They're giving up their time, aren't they, to support all over the world, which is fantastic. We've had some great information coming in from the UAE that we've had reached out to over 2,000 with at least 41,000 views on
Wow.
all the sort of like social media that's been going out. So we're super pleased about that, and hoping that it brings funding, because at the end of the day, that's what we all need to be able to continue, don't we?
Absolutely. So the more netball that we want in our regions, the more we have to show up, tune in, watch the games, come to the games and show your support for netball.
You do. It's a wonderful community, isn't it? It's got a really nice family feel here. Netball Europe, I think everybody's out here helping. We've got people over from Isle of Man assisting at this event as well, because obviously they're going to have the open event in May for in the Isle of Man. So it's nice to get some ideas and tips on how to run the tournament. It's just so nice to see everyone pulling together, and there is a nice family feel. Even all the players, they're all chatting and, you know, swapping stories and finding out what each other does and that kind of thing. It's so nice to see.
Absolutely. So if you were coaching Northern Ireland now, they obviously can't hear, so don't worry about giving away trade secrets. 6 goals down, would you be changing your team? What information would you be giving them? What do you want to see in the next quarter?
I think they just need to limit those errors, don't they, really? There have just been some silly errors that have been coming up. Their play is good, and they're managing to get hand to ball, but I don't think I'll be making any changes yet. I think they would they need to perhaps keep those players sort of like settle in. I think Beth has their wing defence, their wing defence has had some good space held, and hasn't really been used quite as much as she perhaps could have been. So that's something they need to think about. But it is some of those unforced errors they need to limit.
Absolutely. And if you were coaching Wales, same team, different team?
Same team. I think they've just got into their flow, haven't they? And I think they just need to maintain that and have confidence in those players coming forward. We can see them coming back on there now. Have they made any changes?
No, Wales look the same, and I completely agree. Wouldn't have changed anything, but we do seem to have a change for Northern Ireland. So the goal attack, which was Caitlin Cunningham, is off, and Eva Ramsey makes her way onto court. And I think, Caitlin seemed a little bit nervy on some of those shots. So do you think it's, goals are really important at this point, are they?
That's what's going to win them the game, isn't it? So again, if she's feeling nervous, then the feeders aren't going to feel confident in giving the ball into her, and they're just not going to get the opportunity. If you don't feed your shooters, you're not going to get the ball in. So.
And that's really good work rate from Tori Scott out the front of Esme, just rolling one side, then the other side, hedge in to confuse the space, and then the feed goes off the back line. Ball through the middle, and strong drive through the middle is there as well there.
Lovely, and that's exactly what Tori Scott's been brought on to do, confuse that space. She's done it very well. Is that another unforced error that we see there?
Unfortunately,
turning the ball.
so. Oh, and a beautiful feed. And a great shot. Catherine Titley's been playing really well at centre for Wales in this game so far, hasn't she? She's found that space to feed Esme really nicely.
She's just a really consistent player. She's there, she understands where the space is, she knows when to clear it out, she draws the player away. she allows the wingers. She's always got the eyes. I think that's really important for a centre, to have the eyes to know. And she's getting that ball. Look at that, right on the edge of the circle, and that's where you want to be feeding the ball from.
And anyone watching that, if you want to learn some netball and you want to watch it back as centre wing attack, we had a real cannon offering, didn't we? So centre drove into the pocket, and then wing attack came through, and then centre popped back to the top. It's almost textbook. So a couple of changes to bring you for Northern Ireland as well. Anna O'Keefe has moved to the centre position for Northern Ireland. And as we said before, no changes for Wales, and we've already let you know about that goal attack change. So a couple of changes there for Northern Ireland, and as we said, you know, not unexpected changes when you're 6 down and you've got to win the game. Then it's better to be brave, right?
You have to be. You've got to throw it out there, haven't you? And like I said before, these girls are young. We don't know how they perform under pressure, and coaches need to be able to find that out. Got to give these girls this opportunity. A quiet word there to Tori Scott, I think. Bit of contact.
And again, you can just see in the positioning from the Wales defence through court that they're just trying to hold them up the court more. And they've obviously done their homework to see that the pressure is something that Northern Ireland struggle with, and so by holding up the court, you build the pressure.
You do. They had literally three players pinned into a very small area just then, so that's obviously what they're aiming to do. Lack of options going to goal.
A nice quick ball in there from Anna O'Keefe. And trademark step in from Eva Ramsey. We saw that a lot. Oh.
Not set. She'll be disappointed with that.
Nice quick drive through the court by Wales. Still hugging that sideline, which was a trait from before, but seems to be working in this game for them. And again, another confident shot from Esme Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm liking her there. She's looking really comfortable, isn't she? That's what Wales do so well. Macy Morgan, the give and go. It's really crucial. It's something that the Emirates girls lacked quite a lot. Is give and stand instead of give and go. And that's what she does. She creates a lot of space. Very creative player.
An early caution for goalkeeper then. From the umpire, Lindsay King, just keeping that circle under control.
Like you say, it's good though from the umpire's perspective. They're keeping it in control. She knows now. She's just got to be able to deal with it. And that's part of playing sport at an elite level, isn't it?
Yeah, and a couple more errors creeping in for Northern Ireland. Just a bit of ball placement there. Good strong arms over by both Eva and Ayla there. And that's where they were using the give and go, as you quite rightly pointed out.
Very much so. Great front position there. Just falling a bit short, but obstructed.
Charlotte Jennings-Evans will get another chance. And they're pushing out their lead now, 19 goals to 7, which means so far this quarter, Wales have scored 7 and Northern Ireland have only scored 1. So this is the same second quarter almost that we saw yesterday.
Yes, it is indeed. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, unlucky there.
Unfortunate.
Oh, good tip. Just taking a step over the line to get to it, so back in the possession of Wales.
I think Ella Stewart just needs a little bit more commitment on it. She's, ooh. That's frustration, isn't it, for a young player? You can see it on her face.
I love that feist. That's my ball.
No one else was getting their hands on that.
And that's what you need, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
like it's good feist. It's not dirty feist. It's not angry feist. It's just that's my ball. Give me the ball. And ever since we saw Esme Cornelius come on, she's a shooter that's just like, give me the ball, I want the ball.
Let me do my job.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what you want. But I think this is the thing with the young players, isn't it? That they've got to be able to channel that. It's everything. So it's such a raft of emotions, wanting that ball, the hunger for the ball, but also being able to control it and not go through players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good front hold.
Yeah, and clever play, just edging back and then that pop over.
Yeah, that is a difficult position to shoot from. She's doing really well, Esme Cornelius. She's popping it in all over the place. Really strong holds.
Time called there by Northern Ireland. We see Sophie Haycock coming off the court. Sorry, Hannah Haycock coming off the court.
And Ayla Stewart.
Ayla heads to goal defence. We will confirm who is on at wing defence for you in a second. And do you think that's an injury change or potential of force change? Because again, you know, the scoreline is now running. It's been 9 goals to Wales and 1 goal to 10 goals to Wales now and 1 goal to Northern Ireland.
I think that's tactical change for sure. Obviously,
10-1 a bit too late though.
You've got to try everything, haven't you? I mean, yeah. You can see the difference, can't you, in the approach of going for that ball, the shooters. If you compare that to Esme Cornelius when she's going up for that ball, she's definitely making it hers. But that's a nice goal. They'll be pleased with that.
And I'm impressed as well the other side with Orla Rogers, because you know the pressure when the goals are so crucial, and they're more crucial when you're losing by a certain amount. She's still putting them in.
Absolutely, and from quite a distance actually. She's comfortable out there, isn't she? They need to go with the goal here.
Just miscommunication there, but a great win back.
Great turnaround. Lovely front cut. It's that 3 seconds again. It is quick, isn't it? But it's consistent. It is consistent, and players just have to adapt. Oh, that was a great bit of communication in the circle between goal shooter and goal attack. Lovely goal.
So just to confirm for you then, the wing defence that's on for Northern Ireland is Gráinne Sweeney. Oh, good
characteristic miss, but yeah, it was a good effort. Good rebound there though by Ayla.
A deep link there by Northern Ireland. But a good hustle, they come back out with the ball. Gráinne on the ball.
Yep, that's a reprieve. They need to score off this turnover. That's absolutely crucial. You can turn the ball over all day, but if you don't feed your shooter and get a goal out of it, then...
Good positioning there by Charlotte Jennings Evans to come out with the rebound. Off the ball contact there by...
Well spotted. Crucial for Northern Ireland now.
And a beautiful stretch by Millie Carter there.
Chance to run to the post.
Well done, Igor Andrew.
It's an impressive lead actually now by Wales, and it's going to be hard to see how Northern Ireland cope with this, I think, in the next half an hour.
So if you want to comment on this game or comment on anything from the tournament, tell us your thoughts. Please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Hashtag NEU17 Champs, and we will try and read some of your tweets out. There's a warning there for Tori Scott, and this now becomes really tricky for the coaches, because that's an early warning being in the second quarter.
It really is very early, yes. We still have another 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and she's a crucial person, so she's going to have to really tidy that up and come off the body.
And just to clarify, if she gets pulled again for something they deem worthy of the next step, she then gets taken off court for 2 minutes, right?
Yes, she does, yeah. That'd be a 2-minute suspension.
Which would leave them with one player in that circle.
Yeah, not what you want to have. So this is pretty crucial, and you might well see a tactical change coming on now.
There's a ball randomly rolling through the middle of the court. We just see in the background, you can just see Emily McMurtry with her hands to her face. She's obviously dropped that in warm-up.
She looked devastated, poor girl. It's hard, isn't it? I can see Tori's got. It's not malicious. Yeah.
And there comes that change.
Yeah, we knew. I think she just feels that she can't.
And it is difficult, isn't it? Because even at senior level, the minute you've got that warning, it really affects your game, right?
Massively, yeah, of course. And for a lot of these girls, it's going to be the first time that's probably happened.
So we see Millie McMurtry come into court for, Emily McMurtry come into court for Tori Scott. And we've seen McMurtry on the court before, and we know she can do a really good job in that goalkeeper position. She started on a few occasions.
She has had a start, yeah. It's hard, isn't it, when you're up against such a tall, solid shooter like Esme. It's going to be tough for her, but she's holding at the moment, holding strong.
Long ball across court, and that's easy pickings for Millie Carter, isn't it?
It is.
She likes those balls.
Good elevation. I think that was
it was a caution for somebody.
Ayla, I think Ayla, who's moved into the goal defence position, that was a caution for her. So defence really feeling the pressure here from Wales and wanted to come out with something. It's hearts on the line, isn't it, for these girls? They want to stay in the championship competition. It's hard, it's tough.
Oh, really nice drive there.
Lovely.
By Kiva Shannon.
Great. Feeding from the circle edge is what every coach wants to see their attacking players do. It's a solid feed into the circle, resulting in a goal, which is great.
Contact call there against Grania Sweeney.
Lovely feed in.
And what does Emily McMurtry need to do to try and stop Esme? Because at the moment she's unstoppable.
She is, but I think she needs to come off. I don't think she can play a holding game against a player like that. I think she needs to do what actually Tori was brought on to do, is to move around, confuse the space, come off of her so she can come in, and that will hopefully force a ball in that won't be quite so high, so that she can actually pick off an interception. So she needs to come off of that, really.
A good strong intercept there by Lauren Francis. It's deemed to have come off Kiva Shannon, so therefore Wales get that turnover. Oh, good challenge there by Eva Ramsey.
Watched.
And that's crucial as well, isn't it, that your attacking players are defending to try and turn over the ball nice and early.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just that dead ball situation. Oh, so unfortunate. There was a front ball right on there.
And it's a confidence thing, right?
That was a nice position for her to hold.
Oh, good timing on that jump by Charlotte Jenny Evans. Not Charlotte Jenny Evans, I've just confused her, I'm sorry, Megan Evans. And Megan Evans works tirelessly, doesn't she? If you track her through the court, she'll mark one thing. When her player's got the ball, she drops off and she covers something else, and then she's back on.
I really like that style of defending, where your pressure arms over, but for 2 seconds, and then you're off. It's very confusing, very difficult. Zero confidence from the attackers around to be able to put a ball in, because you don't know where she's going to go.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Good shot there by Eva Ramsey. She seems a lot more comfortable when she steps into that shot, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. She just all have their own style, don't they? Stepping in is definitely what she wants to do. Just body angles a bit on there for Emily McMurphy, I think. But they've come away with the turnover, and they really do have to score from this turnover.
Nice long ball through the court. And then, that was a great run by Megan Evans to come through the back, but good strength from Laura to grab it and pull it in.
I felt sure she was going off the court, but she was solid, wasn't she?
So half-time, and the score is a massive 31 goals to 12 now, which means that was a really high-scoring quarter for Wales. They were sat on 12 before, and they're now on 31. And Northern Ireland consistent, doubling their score from 6 to 12.
Yep, consistent performance, but Wales are really pulling away here with a lot of turnovers, massive defensive pressure all the way up through the court. I think it's getting quite difficult, and a lot of feathers ruffled, I think, in the Irish camp in defence, and I think that's really difficult, isn't it? So they're going to have to regroup, rethink, and give the girls a really good target to go out for. I think it's going to be very difficult to get up from such a deficit, really, I think, at half time, but I'm sure they're going to have something to come up. They've got quite a bit of depth of field in their squad, haven't they? They have got other players, and in situations like this, sometimes it's your most unlikely player that can pull something out of the bag for you.
Yeah, so 19 goals is the difference at the moment, so we think potentially it's doable, but it's a big ask.
It's a very big ask, and they're going to have to come out with some kind of stellar performance and hope that Wales don't quite come up with that consistency.
And Wales seem to have got into a bit of a stride now as well, don't they? So they're going to have to try and break that stride.
They do have to break that stride. They've got to come in, confuse the space.
Yeah. Right, just quickly then at half-time, we're just going to say goodbye to Suzanne for a second. And we are going to get Karen Rolo from Netball Northern Ireland in, just a quick chat, whilst the players are having a bit of a rest and a bit of a feedback from their coaches. Hi Karen, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Nat. How are you?
I'm good. So exciting game, but not the scoreline that you're after at the minute.
Yeah, definitely not. I think there's we started off quite well. First quarter was good. Few things going against us, and I think heads have dropped a wee bit. But then they're coming back into the game. They're working hard. They're getting the steals. They're getting the turnovers. It's a few challenging calls that are going against us right now. We've a couple of players sitting on cautions and a warning, which I suppose is very unusual at this level, and something that the coaches will need to address at halftime.
Yeah, we said at the beginning of commentary that Tori Scott was actually going to be quite vital today. It was interesting because we'd obviously done our little research, and then seeing your lineup, we were like, oh yeah, can understand that against Esme, because she does such a good off-marking job, right?
Yeah, she was doing super. The number of balls that went off the back line for Wales in that first quarter, and that's the work that Tori was doing off the ball. So really disappointing that she ended up with the warning, and obviously have no choice really but to bring her off, because we don't want to end up with 6 players on the court. But coach and staff will deal with it now, and get them to regroup and hopefully close the score down.
And we're also saying that Orla Rogers has been really good for you guys in the fact that she gets the ball, she's turning, she's shooting, she's got real confidence in putting that ball up from lots of different places.
Absolutely, and that's what's lovely to see for such a young player. As you say, she's getting the ball, she's turning, she's shooting, and they're going in. And I think that gives confidence to the rest of the team. They know once they get the ball in the circle, she's going to put it up. And her movement as well, she's coming out of the circle, going back in, she's changing what she's doing. There's times she's playing a holding shooter, there's times she's driving out, and the confidence to put the ball up from anywhere is lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you obviously know this team and this management team, and it's a big ask coming in now for the second half.
Oh yeah, it's a huge ask, and I think we're not going to win the game, but I think we need to pull the scoreline back, just so that the girls can go home knowing that. I don't think the scoreline reflects the game right now, and it was the same yesterday against Scotland. The scoreline doesn't reflect the game, and I think it's because we're getting a run of 2, 3, 4 goals against us, and then we pull back by 1 or 2, and then the run goes again. So I think we'd like to get it back to something that's reflecting the effort the girls are putting in, because they are working hard, and there's some really nice play down the court, just a wee bit more consistency needed. And if something goes against them, they need to forget about it, heads up, go again and go for the next ball. But I think the management have done well in terms of making the changes that they've done, in terms of after the first quarter changing the centre and changing the goal attack, because things weren't working there, and the centre had a caution as well by that stage. So they're doing their game management well around what the umpires are calling, and it'll be good to see what happens now in this next quarter.
So for you, moving forward, if Wales do come out with the win, you unfortunately go down to the challenge section next year. Not done yet, still could come back. But if that happens, how do you rebuild from that?
I think we came into this event knowing that one team was going to be relegated to the challenge section, and I think we were quite open about if it was us, what would that look like for us. And I think we need to take positives from it in terms of it'll give us a year to fully rebuild. We'll go to that section, and no disrespect to any of the teams in that section, but we would be hopeful of winning it next year and only being away a year and coming back. But it's still going to take a bit of hard work. It's going to be longer travel potentially to wherever it's been hosted. And I think it's about our squad then going back down, getting a few wins under their belts and building that confidence again. It's really hard to come away and be at under 17 level and not have a win under your belt. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not ideal. But we'll take the positives out of it and make sure that the coaches and the players get to rebuild and get the confidence built up again.
And invariably things like this, I mean, it's been so close and there's been such really good games, and there's been some stellar performances. Like you said, it's not, the score sometimes hasn't reflected the performance that we've seen on court. There's been some absolutely superb passages of play and some great standout players in the squad. Do you think actually sometimes it can be turned into a positive in the fact that other teams that don't necessarily have this sort of kick might not make the progress, and actually it just gives you a really good platform to make huge progress in a short amount of time?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think it's not all negative. There has been some fantastic play. We do have a young under-17 squad. This is Claire's first time as head coach of the under-17s at an event at this level, and the learning that she's taken from this weekend is incredible, and Caroline Davies as well. So there's lots of positives to take from it, and I don't think we're obviously disappointed, but we have to take the positives out of it and look forward as to how we can rebuild and get the players' confidence back up again.
But again, it's not over yet. It could be a turnaround, and I'm sure everybody at home is hoping for a turnaround to make the game super exciting towards the end. I know that Suzanne probably isn't hoping for a turnaround from Emirates. She's probably hoping that it kind of stays the same, but anything could happen in this half. We've seen you guys come back from deficits before.
Absolutely, and I think that's probably what the management will be saying to the players right now. Let's chip away at it. It's not about trying to pull back 19 goals in one quarter. It's let's make a deficit in it now. Let's try and pull a few back now and get the performance, have a bit more consistency, because you're right, there's been some super play, and if we could try and get that to last for full quarter would be great.
Absolutely. A run of 3 every 5 minutes is doable, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Right, well, great speaking to you, Karen. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us, and hopefully we'll catch you at the end of the game, see how it goes.
Thanks very much.
All right, good luck. So last couple of minutes now for the coaches with their squads. Be interesting to see if there are any changes. Just a few tweets to bring you. Denise Fennell has tweeted in to say Suzanne from Ella and Sophie. Hi Suzanne from Ella and Sophie in Northern Ireland. So that must be one of your friends, Suzanne?
Yes, I remember them very well. Denise used to live over in Dubai, and her children played netball with us.
Denise Fennell was actually a bit of a superstar. She helped me with my pronunciation yesterday, so she can come and join me anytime she likes. Claire Wilkinson has tweeted in to say, all the best girls, keep up what you're doing, you can do this, from Cascade Netball in South Wales. Gary Leach, whatever happens in this game, congratulations to the Emirates team and Suzanne on their achievements so far. Suzanne, stay calm until you're off commentary. I like that, Gary.
Gary's daughter used to work with us in Dubai a couple of years ago, so she's now living in France, and hopefully she's somebody that we might be able to hook up with and get a bit more netball developed in France to broaden our Netball Europe circle eventually.
Oh, good. And then Nia Jones, great to hear from Nia from the Welsh senior side and Celtic Dragons.
Oh, how amazing is that?
Enjoyed watching our at Welsh Netball under-17 versus NI. Great rendition of hymns and areas. I probably said that wrong, I'm sorry, Nia. Coming from the crowd too. Good work on comms. Hashtag NE under-17 champs, and good work on the win last night. Celtic Dragons came out with a win against Surrey Storm, so Nia will probably be in a good mood today.
How lovely is it as well for these young players to have the support of these top players?
Oh yeah, Lauren Francis's favourite player is Nia Jones, so Nia, feel free to give Lauren a shout out, she'll love it.
So we have Northern Ireland yet to score in the third quarter. So I don't think either team have really got into their flow yet in quarter three.
So just to confirm some changes for you for Wales. Catherine Titley from the centre position goes to the bench, and Georgia Hellerman comes on at that centre position. Victoria Reginac comes on in the wing defence position, and Lauren Francis moves to the goal defence position, which means Megan Evans gets a rest on the bench. Just confirming that, sorry, that was the pause looking around. And Megan Evans probably a well-deserved rest, because we were talking about her work rate not that long ago. And the Northern Ireland team has remained the same from the second half.
No one driving forward onto that ball. They're finding it difficult to feed their shooters at the moment, Northern Ireland.
Bethan Dyke has also commented on Twitter to say that she also loved the singing from the crowd. So again, another senior international for Wales. And someone else who is also a role model. She is Catherine Titley's favourite player and Macy Morgan's favourite player.
Lovely work by Georgia Hellerman, driving to the circle edge and feeding the circle. Coming on very strongly at centre for Wales.
And that's the reset, isn't it, that we were talking about Northern Ireland needing before, is just to send it back to the line when the front ball isn't on.
Absolutely. It takes quite confidence to do that, really. It's a panic, isn't it? And you've got to be able to do it quickly. You've only got 3 seconds, and you always want to look in first, of course, but if that ball isn't on, then you really want to be able to look back. That's really good use of that and ending up in a goal for them. 36-13. Unforced errors creeping in a little bit more here for Northern Ireland, but that's it's down to a real defensive 7 from Wales. They're putting a lot of pressure on. And I guess the players that have come off the bench for Wales also wanting to prove themselves a little bit in this game too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone wants to start in 7th place, don't they, whether it's in this tournament or the next one. And from under-17s to prove themselves then at under-21s. Because this is just the start for many of these players, right?
It really is, yeah. It'll probably be the first big tournament that I think they're probably they're playing in. Are these the younger players that have come on for Wales, or...?
I will consult my sheet.
Let's have a look.
Victoria Regniak is 17, but hasn't got a cap yet, so this is her first cap.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's so amazing, isn't it, to get caps for these girls.
Georgia Hellerman is only 15, but along with Esme, has actually represented Wales in basketball.
Lots of crossovers on those sports. You do see that happening quite a lot.
And obviously Lauren Francis has just made that move. I mean, she's vital in her interceptions. She was vital in her sections as wing defence, so probably just testing out a couple of positions for her to put the same pressure on in goal defence.
Absolutely. Another unfortunate error. That was going so well for Northern Ireland, leading out to goal. Some dynamic play, strong drives.
Oh, beautiful pass.
That was lovely.
And that's the confidence, isn't it? Now Wales have got that lead, they've got that run, they're just letting first time ball go, and the timing of their movements is a lot better.
First time ball is crucial. I think if there's anything that Emirates Netball have taken from this competition, that we're going to be working harder on the basics for longer. So I think that's something we need to be able to do, and first time ball is something you really need. Great rebounding there from Charlotte.
Good effort from Macy, but just deemed a little too close. Macy is also a gymnast.
You can tell actually, can't you? She has incredible balance. One of the shorter players actually on the court. She uses her elevation incredibly well, but nice strong landings, which is important. Want to avoid injury at all costs.
It's really important, isn't it, that these younger players experience a range of different sports and that they're not just heavily netball focused.
Absolutely crucial. I think we do pigeonhole people far too quickly into sports, and there's got to be a massive variety in what they're doing, because there are so many things that people can do that that cross-reference. Oh, that was like threading a needle. Beautiful feed to Charlotte Jennings-Evans.
So that time call sees Macy Morgan go to the bench, and I believe it's Elise Gallagher that's come on at wing attack, but we will confirm that when we get the sheets. So please don't shout me at Twitter if I got it wrong. We'll confirm it in a second. And off the ball contact called means the ball's moved further down for Northern Ireland.
Good back up on the line there.
Good positioning there by Orla, just to make it really clear where she wants the ball, and another great shot from her. Have time called again, and we see Charlotte Jennings-Evans going off. We will confirm who's coming on to replace her in a minute. I do believe it might be Josie Williams, but again, please don't shoot me if I got it wrong. We will confirm that in a second for you. Confirmation on the wing attack change. It is Elise Gallagher that takes the court at wing attack position. So pretty confident it's Josie Williams then that comes on at goal attack.
So it's looking like Wales running their bench then in this game, trying to give their girls equal opportunity in this final game for them in the U17 Championship.
And in fairness to the squad, we've seen these players on court before and they've all done a really good job. So Georgia Hellerman has come on before. Elise Gallagher has actually started for them at in the goal attack position. And Josie Williams has been on the court before as well, so they've all played a vital role in this. So I guess the coaches probably also want them all to have a vital role in the end as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they will have a target here. Oh, clearly their target, Wales, was to take the win today, so they consolidate their second position, which they want to get that silver medal. But they will also be setting them some targets, I'm sure, for quarters, and getting everybody on is really crucial.
So just to make it absolutely clear for those watching at home, if Wales do take the win today, that means they've won 3 out of the 4 games, which would leave Scotland with the massive task of beating England to come second place. But not only would they have to beat England, they would have to beat them by 22 plus the goal difference that we see now. So that would be quite a big ask, right?
I think that is quite a big ask, yes. But it's good to have a goal, right? So Wales claiming the ball again, I think another turnover here for them, and they'll be wanting to... Oh, unfortunate error there. Just like positional error to place under that post.
So just a couple more changes to bring you. That pause in time by Wales saw Lauren Francis going to the bench. Victoria Regniak moves back to goal defence, and Sienna Wilkinson, who is the youngest squad member for Wales, comes on at wing defence. And again, we've seen Sienna on the court before. She did a fabulous job when she's come on before, and actually her mum is one of the volunteers somewhere, and I know her mum was super proud of her.
She does. She actually looks like one of the youngest players, but she's got such great movement. I really enjoyed watching her playing the other day. She's a very creative player, so I think that wing attack position suits her well.
Unconfirmed changes for Northern Ireland. Sienna O'Keefe going to wing attack and Beth Brennan coming back on at centre. We'll get those confirmations in a second, so if we have got it wrong, I'll let you know, but pretty sure that that's the changes made there. And with 5 minutes to go in this quarter and a 30-goal lead at the moment, do you think those changes are to get players back on, or do you think it is an attempt to try and claw this score back?
I think it is. I think it is an attempt just to get the players on. I think at this point, that's what they're going to want to do, to make sure the players have all got enough experience. And you know, the players can only learn from this experience, can't they? If they're not on the court, then they're not going to learn how to do things. The coaches have to. It's quite a tough balance, really, of trying to make sure that you get the score, the result that you want, but at the same time, get the players. There's a no-goal called there. I think that was 3 seconds.
We've also seen Caitlin Cunningham coming on to goal shooter for Northern Ireland. Sorry, I missed that one a minute ago. And Orla Rogers has gone to the bench.
So yeah, lots of changes going on here.
Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, hashtag NEU17 Champs. Would be lovely to hear from you. Llanwit Netball. Super proud of you, Esme. Made a big impact in every game. Hashtag on fire.
Lovely to get that support from all over the place. We had one of the netball clubs in Dubai, one of their teams, the Penguins. They were tweeting away saying, well done to all the girls. It's so lovely to see them. Isn't that nice?
It is. And, you know, huge shout out to the clubs, because the clubs that these girls go to and the clubs that they've come from, actually the work that they've done right from the beginning is hugely important, isn't it? They wouldn't be where they were now without those clubs. You know, they start off there, they build them up there, and we're lucky as coaches to then get sort of nearer the end product due to all the work that they've done.
Absolutely, you've got to rely on that club structure. It's really crucial, and it's great that we didn't have any clubs in about 5 years ago. We had no clubs for netball in the United Arab Emirates, but that the development for that is coming on beautifully. And again, yeah, you get the supports, but there's a pathway being created. It's really important that clubs are part of that. Some feisty play here going on from Netball Northern Ireland.
Long shot by Eva Ramsey. Oh, just comes off the back of the post.
Does, but they've really got a great turnaround for her.
Oh, beautiful long pass. She gets her own rebound, Caitlin Cunningham, and puts it in the net. And that, you know, that's
brilliant.
Rewarding that ball, isn't it, from Eva Ramsey? Great feed through the court. Anna O'Keefe just not seeing anything in front, but luckily an obstruction call there against Lise Gallagher means that they retain possession of the ball. Good double move there by Beth Brennan. Change of angle to get free. This is better movement, isn't it, by Northern Ireland?
Much better, yes. It was getting a bit flat, and I think some
Oh,
of the ball's getting a bit weak. But that's a fabulous feed. It's so good. Really fighting for that rebound and getting it. Oh. Yeah.
It's just going to be a frustration though, isn't it? 2 attempts and under the post.
Millie was saying no, that one's for me.
Ball fired down the other end.
That's gotta hurt. You know, when it goes down so easily and then just gets popped in, and that was also a turnover, so that's tough when you're down already. I can tell you that our players know that exactly how that feels. Just pushing through a little bit there. Oh, fantastic. That was a wonderful two-handed interception there by Agronia Sweeney. Fantastic. 2 hands on that ball. Great timing.
It's interesting at these competitions, isn't it? Because, you know, you see some of these players and their play is really outstanding, and this is literally the youth of tomorrow, so to speak. I remember seeing Bethan Goodwin for Scotland and thinking, under 17 level, and thinking, yeah, you know, she's definitely got something. And watching Esme It's pretty much the same sort of goosebumps, thinking they've got potential to go.
It's so exciting, isn't it, when you see a player like that? Does she remind you of Helen Housby? Just her, it's her whole look.
To just take it and put it up and not care.
Yeah. Just goes for it.
Nice turn by Elise to see down, and Josie Williams has entered this game really nicely as well, hasn't she? That feed turn.
She's feeding Esme really nicely.
Josie Williams is only 14.
Young player, lovely.
So massive third quarter again. Wales just pulling away with this game and restricting Northern Ireland to even less goals that quarter. So it's now 52-17. So a massive 21 goals there to Wales and only 5 goals to Northern Ireland.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. 21-5, they will have been wanting an awful lot more than that to be an awful lot closer. But you know, they are playing their whole bench there, giving everybody an opportunity. I would imagine that the coaching team, Netball Northern Ireland, will know that a win is not really on the cards now, so they're going to have to just get out there and get the girls experiencing the play and trying to put out their best game, keep those angles going, keep the ball going in.
And interestingly, looking at the scores from previous, we saw yesterday Northern Ireland took on Scotland. The Northern Ireland-Scotland score was 33 goals to Northern Ireland and 57 to Scotland. And this looks like it might be a better score than that, which in some ways kind of solidifies the position that these teams might finish in, right?
Yes, I think, you know, fitness has got to come into this at some point. You know, yes, there's the game of netball to be played and there's the skill level of that, but, you know, sustainability and fitness is really crucial. And these guys will all be looking at that to progress through to the next one, to make sure that they can maintain that fitness. It's hard work. Okay, today it's only one game, but they've been playing 2 games back to back. I know that we found that particularly hard in the Emirates camp, and you know, I'm sure that all of these girls will, if they don't have a massive supportive strength and conditioning, fitness, regime work, etc. that's going on all the time to build that, then it's very, very difficult to sustain that in a competition like this.
I'm sure that Rhiann Davies, coach of Wales, will be pleased with the performances so far. So Rhiann was the assistant coach for the under-17s and took control of it this year, and obviously we didn't have the under-17s last year, but the year before Wales came second, but on goal difference because they drew with Scotland. So do you think they'll be a lot more pleased with the performances this year? And
I think they will, yeah, definitely. I was talking about lucky wins yesterday, and I think that we did have a lucky win yesterday, and I think Wales have come away with very convincing wins, so they should be very, very pleased with that performance. They've obviously got a great pathway running all the way through in Wales, and these girls are a lovely result of that.
And so Northern Ireland, it looks at this point in time that they may well be the team that's relegated. We're talking to Karen Rolo before about how they build from that, and you know that she's very positive about how they can move forward, and at the end it's not the end of the world, is it? And there is a chance for them to come back. You know, the difference at the moment, we haven't seen the competition next weekend, and I for one will definitely be tuning in, but it will be interesting to see when they go down how they fare, because you guys did a great job, didn't you, last year? I think the closest score was 60-28, was it?
Yes, yeah, it was a very convincing win. We've only had a few months though, because obviously the competition was in October, so we only had a few months to prepare with a completely different team after October coming into this competition. So I think that Northern Ireland, I think Karen Rolo is right. She's happy that she's got this time, that going in, it's perhaps a little bit of pressure off. It gives them another year to work on what they need to work on, and whether it's the fitness, the strength and conditioning, and the skill levels, and you know, trying to sort of like maintain that they get up there. They go there next year and they win convincingly, and they come back. That's what it's about. I think obviously it puts us in a very solid position, because it gives us a couple of years, hopefully, because I'd like to think that we can maintain that upward rise. So whatever team is coming up, if it's a team that we've beaten by say 20-30 goals a year ago, I mean, they're not going to stand still, they're going to be developing just as we're going to be developing, but we stand a good chance to have a couple of years up here at least, which is what we need to do. We need to aim to get to a third place, really.
Absolutely, and we were talking earlier, weren't we, off air about the fact that there's been some really heavy results. Obviously we haven't seen the next game yet, we'll see what happens between England and Scotland, but England taking some big wins throughout this competition, but actually the importance of them still being here in this competition and what it gives to the other girls, A, to play against them, and B, to also see them on the court.
Absolutely, and I mean, yes, they're always going to win, and they are a much stronger side, and there is that side of the girls being able to play against them, but for them, they need to be able to put things out, so it's a great opportunity for the coaches to be able to set them tasks, so they've got to go centre pass into the pocket and in, or using their triangles. It's a great opportunity to work all different combinations, so very worthy for them to be in here. That's a great front pass. Wales looking very strong now.
Just to bring you some changes for the Northern Ireland team. Hannah Haycock comes on to goal defence, Ayla Stewart takes to the bench, and Holly Galbraith has come on to goalkeeper, and Emily McMurtry takes to the bench. So Wales currently looking to make this now a run of 4. Oh, great shot from distance by the 14-year-old Josie Williams.
Fantastic for her to come in to that position to do that, and coaches will be looking at that when how many runs are you allowing your opposition to get, and Wales will be going for getting as much consistency as possible, and Ireland will be trying to limit the amount of runs. I know that we looked at our stats sheet last night after our England game. It didn't make for very good viewing.
Oh, nice confident
Lovely
shot by Eva Ramsey, and credit to the attack then, swing ball opening up the court. Really nice play from Northern Ireland. Oh, beautiful feed from Georgia.
Josie Williams gaining a lot of confidence, I think, being on there with Esme, looking really good. It's a lovely combination in the circle.
Good 3-man over defence from Wales. Oh, unlucky there by Eva Ramsey, just couldn't quite pull that in. And credit to the defence of Sienna Wilkinson out in front. Nice quick offloads. Bit too much on that one, bit too excited.
A little bit too much, yeah. What's that? Oh, great challenge by Josie.
Well, that's still good to see this, this far into the competition, last quarter of the last game, and she's still fighting for every ball, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
I think you're absolutely right, Natalie. I think one of the fantastic, that was a great take.
Yeah, good backup by Gronya Sweeney. Oh, and Sienna Wilkinson the other side. It's almost anything you can do, I can do as well, isn't it?
Wing defence game. Bit of footwork there. Yeah, I think so. I think one of the major pluses about this competition is that we've seen teams, no matter what the scoreline, fighting it out to the last second. I think everybody's just so keen to be out here and to perform on this stage and be in the competition. It's lovely to see everybody really, really working to the bitter end. And there's communication there, I think.
Sienna Wilkinson offering for a give and go through the court. Good backspace there by Victoria Rejniak. And again, Elise Gallagher popping that ball up. Esme can't quite keep that one in this time. So Wales potentially just need to calm down that last feed now. A little bit of over-exuberance maybe.
Yeah, over-exuberance. I think you might be able to maybe seeing Esme getting a little bit tired. She's actually systematically going up with just the one hand, whereas before she was going up with 2 to make sure she's got the ball. When the scoreline looks like that, it's hard to maintain that kind of discipline. This is the kind of thing that I think the coaches will be feeding back to Esme, certainly. If she wants to take things further, she's going to have to make sure that she's in it till the end.
A good turnover there by Millie Carter, and again we see Sienna Wilkinson gaining ground through the court by just that give and go.
Again, that's lazy play. They're tired, aren't they? You can tell, and then the scoreline's probably just not forcing them to.
And actually the focus is really difficult, isn't it, when it's a big scoreline, but also towards the end of the competition, to maintain that discipline for the whole game is difficult when you're sort of a seasoned veteran, let alone when you're at under 17 level.
Absolutely, it is, and and that's why we're doing this. This is the whole point, to get them into this competition, so that if they do get into the performance structures in an adult competition, then they've had the experience of that and they can maintain it. Yeah, it's just starting to look a little bit scrappy. There's quite a few unforced errors. Wales also not leading to the ball in this final quarter.
Couple more messages on social media for you. Patricia Pycock, who's love watching this match. Now doing walking netball after many years and still enjoying a game.
Walking netball. It's got many fans, hasn't it? It's fantastic.
It's great to be able to stay in a sport that we all love so much.
Absolutely.
Alison Kane, what a fantastic advertisement for netball. Some fantastic games this weekend. Absolutely agree with you, Alison.
Great to see the social media still alive and buzzing. Everyone's still tuning in.
Got watchers from all sorts of places. Some tuning in from Australia, some from, well, lots from Emirates, some from Switzerland,
fantastic.
Some from Gibraltar.
We had one of our tweets was retweeted by Serena Guthrie, and there was such a big cheer in the changing rooms. The girls were so excited. But how nice that that kind of reaction is there. People just feel so special.
Unfortunate,
they're heroes.
Call there for Eva Ramsey gives Wales the chance to bring the ball through again. Oh, and beautiful feed again by Georgia Hellerman. Just a placing the ball into the space. So feeder-led ball, making Esme turn onto it as she does so beautifully. And again, just another one off the back line. So moments of brilliance and moments of just a little bit too much.
Yes, I think end of the game syndrome here a little bit, which is a shame.
Esme Cornelius receives a caution for persistent restriction, but I don't think it'll phase her at this stage in the game.
I don't think so, no.
Patient play there by Anna O'Keefe, just opening up the game by sending it back to Gronya Sweeney.
Yeah, this is better for Ireland.
Using their space better in this period of play.
They really are. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to capitalise on what's presented in front of you. And at this stage, if that's happening, if you can feed your shooters and they can get them in like that, that's wonderful. That's going to give confidence to the team, isn't it? If the girls are sinking the ball. So
and
another chain.
Elise Gallagher coming off for Wales and Macy Morgan coming back on, the captain for Wales coming back on.
Maybe just to tidy things up.
At 60 goals to 19, it's a debate on whether that's a performance-related decision, because to be fair for Rhiannon Davis, there's been a couple of balls now that have gone off the back line. She's still going to want to finish with a really good performance, so it could well be a decision made to make sure that they play this game out all the way to the end, right?
I think so. I think Macy's going to have the experience, isn't she, to just calm everybody down and make sure that they're still doing their jobs. And I think you can see her impact immediately. It's looking tidier.
No second shot needed on that. And another substitution there for Wales. See Sienna Wilkinson, who actually I thought came on really well, go to the bench, and Lauren Francis back on at wing defence. Nia Jones did tweet back to say to give her a hug from Nia. To be honest with you, Nia, I think she'll be a bit sweaty, so I might pass that on verbally.
Lovely. Lovely 1-2 goal between goal attack and wing attack there.
Goalkeeper from Northern Ireland still challenging for that ball. Holly Galbraith, good to see. Just needs to get her feet off maybe and run around to challenge it rather than trying to reach around the back. And then just a miscommunication there. Sees the ball fire off the back line. 5 minutes to go. Current score 62-19.
5 minutes to go, yeah. It's
I would imagine Wales will want to try and break
lovely.
the 70. We like round numbers, don't we?
We do like nice numbers, we do. There was a massive cheer yesterday when England got to 100. We wonder whether the scoreboard could take it and whether it would go back to 0. Would have made us look good for a minute.
Good to screenshot it quickly.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oh, beautiful feed and great work with the ball there by Josie, just to take it out on a single hand and bounce it down.
Good rebound there though by Northern Ireland's goal defence. Good use of the body there by the wing attack, making sure they keep possession.
Yeah, Anna O'Keefe just turned her body, didn't she, to take that impact, and that's clever play as well. Oh, unlucky. Caitlin Cunningham unable to reach that and just pull it in. But again, credit to the pressure that Victoria Redniak is putting on in that goal defence position. That was one of those collisions that I have to look at the umpire because I don't know which way it's going to go.
It could have gone either way. I thought she made a great attempt there, the goal attack. I thought she was clean, but you know, you don't get them all right, do you, as an umpire? Good rebounding there. That's the second one she's got.
Yeah,
but they really need to get to goal now.
Hannah Haycock started the game well, didn't she, at goal defence, and she's come on well. Again, just boxing out that rebound position, but
holding them up.
That ball doesn't find Anna O'Keefe. It's in the hands of Wales. Holly Galbraith again going for that ball, but just needs to take her feet around.
Again.
It's so easier said than done, isn't it, sometimes?
It looks so easy, doesn't it, when you're sitting here? It's just that Superman stretch, isn't it, where you just kind of think, oh, just move your feet. One step is all it takes, and actually their hands will be on the ball. But that's experience.
Boroughmuir Netball getting a tweet in nice and early. I hope that's how you say it. Apologies if it's not. Enjoying a weekend of netball for the Under-17 Championships and hashtag Come On Scotland. So getting that in nice and early for the next game.
Excellent.
Anyone else fancy getting in touch with us? We've still got another great game after this one and the presentations to bring you. And obviously you can catch up to all the action. But if you want to get in touch with us, hashtag NEU17 Champs. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And I know that your messages of support are gratefully received by the girls as well. So feel free to message in, give your favourite shout out, or just tell us what you think.
So 65-19 and 3 minutes to go. Do you think they're going to get their 70 mark?
I just don't know.
They're still fighting for it.
Yeah, some really good 3-foot marks. And an attacking contact called there against Eva Ramsey. If they want to get that 70, they need to take every conversion through. But we've seen the curse of the last few minutes actually has happened in a lot of these games, hasn't it, where it's error after error after error towards the end.
And we have another one to return the possession to Wales, and that makes it another opportunity for them to potentially... Oh, lovely move.
Really good use of the triangle there. Macy seeing that she had Georgia Hellerman on that side and Esme Cornelius was propped up on that side as well, so just pinging it over to get that flat ball in. And that's another really good thing. I feel like I said a lot about this girl, but that's another really good thing about Esme Cornelius, isn't it? She can hold the backspace, but she also plays the front. I
think that's it though, isn't it? These players, they do...
You see that from Emma Barry as well from Scotland. She's got some height and she can hold the backspace, but also she mixes it up and pops forward as well, doesn't she? And actually, Georgia Ellen was doing that nicely too.
Yes, yeah, there was some good... I liked Georgia out at goal attack yesterday. I thought she had a good little run out of goal attack.
She doesn't look in despair when you give her the boob then. Not one of those.
I'm not going to lie. Like, are you sure?
It's like the face I give anyone if they give me a sense of it.
Yeah.
No. Oh, nice long ball, but again, just struggling to pull them in.
Yeah, these are tired legs, I think, now, running onto these balls. They're really struggling.
66 goals to 19, just over a minute left. Beautifully placed again. Just
kept on. Great front position there. And a confident goal with a step in. Should be pleased with that, but I think with less than a minute to go and 67, we're not going to reach our 70. But that's a convincing win for Wales today.
Northern Ireland will be wanting to clock up another one as well before the end of the game, I'm sure. Georgia Hellerman feeds in. Oh, rolls around but drops in for Esme Cornelius.
Drops in nicely, 30 seconds, what can they do? It'll be nice for Northern Ireland to finish on the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Good drive by Eva and good challenge by Victoria Reginiak as well.
Oh, lovely move there. She's worked really hard to get that space in front of her defender.
Good jump. Oh, the pressure by Millie Carter proves too much. And they've got 10 seconds now to get this ball to goal. Good umpiring there to hold the time, because there's 6.7 seconds left on our clock.
Yeah, that's crucial.
But unfortunately, they do have to wait for the whistle to start the game now.
So, and they're still not waiting for the whistle. Just some impatience to get the ball down the other end, I think.
Macy waving in the air, give me the ball. Oh, beautiful to get it up. Oh.
Is she allowing that goal?
Whistle's gone. I think maybe there's... No, I don't think that goal counted, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure what happened there, to be honest, but...
we're watching the umpires for some form of...
Yes, it did count. They've just gone to 69, yes. Yeah, they did count it. I think it had just gone through the ring on the umpire's whistle, so...
Yeah, and we just have to be clear that the buzzer obviously sounds sometimes different times to the whistle, and it is the umpire's whistle that starts and stops the game.
Absolutely.
So all credit to Lindsay King and Farah Jura there, playing completely to the rules. So that first game, a much bigger scoreline than I think we were expecting.
Yeah, I think so. Possibly Ireland have played better than that, haven't they, during this competition? They couldn't bring it out there today. So yes, they have a lot to work on, and they'll be pleased to know what they've got to work towards. Every coach needs to know, what's the next competition, onwards and upwards. You just got to close the door on that one and move on.
Absolutely. So a huge 69 goals to 19 wins for Wales, and Wales coaches will be really pleased with that performance, right?
I think they will definitely be very pleased with that win. That's very convincing, and it consolidates their silver medal position in this competition.
So if my calculations are correct, and I'm sure there's some mathematicians on their calculators, Scotland would have to win by over 72 goals to claim second place now.
They would, and I think, I'm not sure that anybody would bet on you, would bet on those odds. I don't think so. I think we can safely say that Wales have probably got that. But it's sport, isn't it? Strange things happen. You never know. Maybe Scotland can really bring it on the day. Who knows?
Absolutely.
But that's a big ask.
They'll still be looking for a win. I'm sure they'll still be looking to put out their best performance. Everybody wants to finish on a really good note, don't they?
Oh, they do. They will want to finish on. And I think Netball Northern Ireland can also take a lot of positives out of that. They've managed to get everybody on the court. They've played some amazing netball, and I'm sure that they're going to take a lot of positives out of the competition, as will all the other teams. But yeah, congratulations to Wales. That's a very convincing win. I'm sure that Rhiann's going to be very happy.
You can get You can catch up with all the captains' interviews on the Netball Show. You can also catch up on all the games, Netball Europe YouTube channel. Who do you think would be your player of the match? I've put you on the spot now, I've not warned you about this. Out of all the players that you've just seen on the court, who would be your player of the match?
I think I'd have to give it to Esme Cornelius. Started, finished, didn't give up. We saw a bit, she waned a little bit, I think, in Q3 with a bit of lazy things going on, but she's kept going there. I think I really like that pairing up with Josie Williams, so I'm not really answering your question, but yeah, I guess Esme, if I had to pick one.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for joining me in commentary today. Special thanks to Netball Europe, sponsors Inspire Sport, Yorkshire and Humberside Netball, QTV, and thank you for all you lovely people for watching at home, and a special thanks to everybody that tweeted in. It's great to hear your comments. Don't forget, we still have another game for you today. England take on Scotland on this very court at 1 o'clock, so you've only got 35 minutes to get yourself a cup of tea and some bickies and maybe some lunch, and come back and watch another fantastic game of netball, and we'll see what happens from there. Thank you very much, and we will speak to you soon.